Yo! It's just me and Trev today, and no Ben, and no Parker.
Did Ben say he's not coming?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he said. That, yes. Also, I remembered, because the joke, whenever it's only us two, we mention everyone who's ever come to LPs, or, like, been in it, and I forgot one last time. Travis Freibarger. He might have literally been the first one.
Oh, yeah.
So Travis, he actually told me the other day that he's been behind on our LPs, so when you catch up to this, whenever it is...
Shoutouts to you.
I'm sorry that I forgot originally. Oh, here we go! Here he is! Literally Nemesis.
Yeah, instead of making 3 interesting chapters, it's just going to be 1 front-loaded chapter, or back-loaded.
All right, now hurry up.
It might not even be interesting. Wait, they're at the freaking RPD now?
Listen,
I guess.
at dawn, this town is going to be destroyed by a missile.
They're gonna wipe out the town?
We don't have
Wow,
much
Jill
time.
looks so
Let's
They
move.
both look lifeless, but
Yeah.
Jill looks essentially even more lifeless.
Jill looks like a doll, and Carlos looks like generic guy.
Yeah. It is cool to go through the RPD. I want to see how close they have it to the original. I assume pretty close.
Almost reminds me of, like, Remake 2, like, styling.
I don't think we'll make it through.
Yeah, that's definitely the right.
Not quite as, like, dark, or, like, I think in Remake 2, it was, like, covered in water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Remake 2 was all... Resident Evil 2 Remake was just, like, completely different. Nice. I'm gonna switch to... Switch back now. Yeah, I mean, I only have, personally, like, 600 saved up. And I know one boss fight can use it all, but, eh.
Whoa.
Imagine if that's the first time you saw Nemesis.
Yeah, he just appeared.
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
What? Oh no! It's cool that he doesn't even have a health bar. Although, even in RE3, you can knock him down, like... If you have enough bullets, you can always knock him down. It's just the thing is he always comes back. Whereas this one, he's like, headshots.
Be careful.
I bet, like, doing these shots literally does nothing. I bet he would walk the same way, regardless of what we did, other than staggering, like, a little
Oh!
bit. Oh, never mind.
He's gonna become Frieza form 2.
Already. I wouldn't put it past this game. Oh, man, grenades. Thanks for the,
Wow.
like, millisecond
Yeah.
QTE.
Got a little lucky there. I literally thought he was gonna pick up grenades, you know? I didn't realize that when grenades sit like that they're explosive in Resident Evil, you know what I mean? Like, every time you pick it up, it's like, watch out! It's like in Resident Evil 1 where you have to, like, you can't run because you have that canister, it's just that. Stop it!
Stars!
Guess we will go through this way, huh?
We should escape slowly.
Hey, what's that thing? It sure is a nuisance. It's almost like some sort of nemesis to us. Oh. I think in the Resident Evil
Wait,
movie...
in RE3, did they ever actually call Nemesis by Nemesis? Or is it just like the monster that wants to kill us?
I honestly don't know. I guess it's just implied because of the name of it.
Yeah.
But
I never thought about that.
also, the correct answer is I only play the game in Taiwanese, so... I mean, legitimately, nowadays, I literally only played in Taiwanese, so I have no idea what anything says. Also, here's something I learned today. Resident Evil 2 and 3 for the Dreamcast are very expensive now. 3 is like $60, and 2 is like 90, maybe 100. Go figure.
RE2 on Dreamcast?
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it should be expensive because I'd never see it, ever.
Well, I looked it up in the system, and it said the last time we had it was 2014, so I was like, well...
That doesn't surprise me.
And I double check to see if
Because I see RE3 on Dreamcast fairly often for a Dreamcast game.
Now's our chance.
Thanks, bro. I mean, I guess if they have to, like, nerf the game
You should be more careful about who you date.
and, like...
There's no time for jokes. We've got fun.
I guess if they have to nerf the game and not have Nemesis the whole time, which, I mean, would be awesome, but if they, for some reason, had to do it this way, it's best that we do get to, like, go away from him in the RPD. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I love RE3, I think the most of the extra areas that they add are pretty, I won't say bad, but they're uninspired.
I mean, I think the clock tower is awesome.
I think the clock tower would be cool if they like expanded it a little bit.
It is
But
pretty
it's
small.
really short. It's
And-
like 2-3 floors with a couple rooms each, and then you're done.
The graveyards, I'll get left. The graveyard's not great, but it's also, like, the hardest, so...
Yeah.
And the factory, I will admit,
In
is
terms of-
very generic.
Yeah. That's why I say that they're not bad. Like, in terms of gameplay, they're completely fine. They're serviceable, and they are actually somewhat more interesting than a lot of RE2 and RE1 locations.
At least it's not another lab in
Yeah.
RE3.
But they're just sort of generic.
Dude, literally liquors take less shots than
Yeah.
zombies, like 100%. Okay. Whoa. Look at that. They die way faster. Hello? Remember that time in RE3 where you go through the underground basement? Dude, stop.
Literally just...
Look at that.
It's a
shadow.
guy. It's a guy screaming with some terrible electronic filter on it.
Oh,
Like, that's all it is.
This is a bad idea,
We
mate.
just have to wait for him to pass by.
Just go into the save room. He can't follow you.
Like the original RE3, like Nemesis, they might have like modulated his voice a bit, but he just sounds like he has a deep, like foreboding
They're all getting up.
voice.
Nice butt. Oh yeah, Trev, can you move to the left just to see if that thing's still alive?
I have a feeling that when they're not on screen, they don't do anything.
I have no idea.
But yeah.
But I also like how it's like, let's wait till he goes past. Oh, he really is stupid. He couldn't hear all that
What
gunfire.
does he want with us anyway?
He's saying stars a lot, and Jill's part of the stars. Hard to connect the dots.
Well, I guess Carlos wouldn't. Would Carlos know that? Like right away that Jill? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't remember.
All the foxy ladies love my accent. Like, Carlos' character in 3 is pretty goat, but just because it's very campy and stupid. But, I mean, I'd rather take that than
Generic.
literally as generic as humanly possible. Uh-oh. That was the worry. That we'd both reload at the exact same time. I guess I could just do that.
I wonder if there's gonna be zombies or something. Okay, dog from box.
I like Box Dog. Box Dog! So,
This guy won't stop.
What?
Determination.
He's too close or too far
Nope.
away.
not like he has a life bar. Yeah, imagine if Nemesis walked to you at like that. So the other
Like,
day...
one of the reasons why Nemesis is so terrifying is that he. One of the reasons why he's so terrifying is that he like sprints at
Always.
you. He's faster than your running speed.
So speaking of that, the other day,
You seem to know your
I was
way
streaming just a little bit, like trying to get a run or two in of Resident Evil 3, and of course I didn't, because that freaking game, even though I'm like 90th place, I'm like, ugh. So I tried to practice. There's one thing to stop me from doing a knife-only run, and that's the forced Nemesis Clock Tower fight. And there's, if you remember from the LP I did on this channel, in most of the times you see him, you can get him to clip onto something, and there's a way you can do it in that battle as well. But Nemesis has 800 life, and each knife thing is 10, so you have to knife him 80 times. And I actually got him down to 300, but it's just also the file I was playing on, because I have a file just saved right there. Only had one first aid and nothing else. So, like, I guess if I just did it and played it very carefully and just, you know, got every first aid in green herb and whatever possible. Because the thing about that game is, like, knife only means nothing else because you fight the final boss with the rail cannon, right? When he's like a big blob. You fight the Gravedigger by knocking down the electricity thing into the water, which you can knife. And you don't have to fight Nemesis any other time. So, like, and, like, you like, never shoot zombies, right? You just always run. I guess the Carlos part would be kind of annoying because he has hunters and stuff, but you also have, like, 200%, first aids to use and stuff. You know what? Bullet sponges, the literal... Oh, hey, look where we are. Wait, is that?
We literally just went in the circle. What was the point of that?
Hold on.
Let's get to the roof.
Right.
Nice!
Oh man, all these greeners.
Not that we need
I
it.
don't even think we got hit once. Maybe once. Okay, we're gonna get hit.
Should have saved it. Double hit, huh?
Triple hit.
Triple hit. That's cool. I got left. Just gonna keep this out for now. Oh, we do have a first aid. That's nice. Got right.
It must be serious if it's done bad. It must be. I don't know and I don't care.
But yeah, that Nemesis clock tower fight's the only thing from stopping me from doing knife only. And I don't even care if my knife only is like an hour and a half, which it wouldn't be. The only thing that would take me extra time is just that. So, like, it'd probably be like an hour 10, hour 15. I don't even give a crap. Just to be like, yeah, I beat this knife only would be pretty cool. And none of the other Resident Evils would I have any chance. Like, people who do Resident Evil 2 knife only and beat the final William Birkin, like, knife only, I'm like, you cheese it. Every single boss in older games you cheese. You, like, have a specific way that you get them stuck and whatever. But it sure looks hard as heck, you know?
Yeah, it's probably just trial and error over. Oh, yeah, this is rocket launcher.
Now what?
You can't be serious.
Oh,
This guy's carrying
thought it
trouble.
was-
We need to destroy that weapon.
I like shooting rockets out of the air. That's...
I like how he just casually strolled.
It's like whoever like made this game thought they were like doing Mr. X instead of Nemesis.
Nemesis is literally a better Mr. X. Like, that's the whole point. Okay, are we... Okay. Alright, so that was my question, is, like, are we actually doing damage to it? Because I didn't want to waste all my assault, you know? And then, like, after he shoots one more time, it's, like, an automatic thing, you know? Whoop! That was my I'd take that, Jill. Can you have that in Resident Evil 3, please? Uh-oh. Oh, that's actually very helpful now. Also, I don't think we could have gotten that green herb later, because, like, I don't think we ever faced that exact direction again.
I don't know. When we were on the balcony facing like towards the corner where it was maybe, but who knows.
Look at these bullet sponges. Okay, so, like, how many are in a clip in this? Like, 20? It looks like more than 20? I'm actually gonna... Oh, it uses 2.
Like 15 bullets.
15. So, literally, we have both unloaded entire clips into a single zombie. Therefore, zombies can take upwards to 25 to 30 shots. You think that's, as AVGN would say, you think that's enough? So I've been, a non-video game related thing. Nice. I've been watching just a little bit on a new, where? Oh, we're at the plane crash part. It looks that way?
Oh man, he's not just... He's power walking now.
Did you see that? It said they had it literally opposite. Like, literally, she said it looks that way, and then he said he survived that. It should have been he survived that.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Are you serious?
Already.
You gotta be kidding me.
I mean, I didn't really expect him to do the clock tower and stuff, but yeah, this is super amazing.
It's not even going through Raccoon City. Well, we went through Raccoon City already, and it was the most generic BS ever.
Yeah,
There
it's
we
like, go through, you remember the train yard? You remember the sewer? No. I mean, the sewer from RE2
Okay.
is even the same one in this game.
I can't imagine. I mean, maybe if we fight him again, I don't know. Okay, how
Shoot with those tentacles in the way.
how do I throw grenades again, please?
I don't even know.
It's using its tentacles.
What is this Japanese nonsense? I don't know if that worked or not. Oh, I didn't press it enough.
It gave you half a second. I was only
I
pressing...
pressed it, but not multiple times.
Yeah. It's like, I only got it because I was holding down B to unload clips of ammo on this guy. Or should I say, magazines?
You'll get someone mad saying that. Based. Can you imagine? Like, literally, did we just put maybe 400 or 500, and it only took like half of his life? Blah!
Imagine if Nemesis was exactly like this in the original RE3. Do you think people would have the same reaction to that game? Dead in the RYPD right away.
Rip. Now he comes back as the gelatinous blob. Is that... Oh my god. I don't know why I expected to like RE3 in this.
There it is.
Carlos also just looks weird. He has like a... He has half like a chiseled jaw, but also a baby face at the same time. Look at that.
Thus, Raccoon City
Oh my
vanished
god,
from the map.
stop.
However,
How?
not everything disappeared with the town's annihilation. The nightmare would continue over the next few years as the survivors fought.
Why is Wesker the narrator?
Even in the, when I was watching the, like, pre-game intro scene, like, he narrates everything.
However...
It must be why, like, he has such a stupid role in RE5.
Why? Just every time. Like, do you think the fact that we, like, if we played single player, and instead of 49 and 46 it was, like, 95 or whatever it is, we would get, like, an A?
Yeah.
Like, we defeated every enemy, right?
Yeah.
Like, every enemy that I saw...
And we probably only took, like, a...
Wait,
like
so
a
is there no... At least not yet. Alright, so this is probably single player.
I guess since I've been doing the Western ones.
good. I guess I have a feeling that once you beat this, it'll unlock a couple in RE3.
Yeah.
So, non-video game related.
Oh, man, we had a rocket launcher we could have used as Nemesis.
Are you serious?
I forgot about that.
I've been watching this channel on YouTube called The Company Man. It's pretty interesting. It's just like he talks about different companies and their, like, rise and fall and stuff like that. Did you know that there were 5,000 Quiznos in 2007, and now there's like 800?
They
Like-
closed, like...
4,200. Yeah, they closed,
crazy.
what is that? 80%. They closed 80% of them. Apparently,
It should be close.
like...
The hourglass is running low. Time
Most
to
of the
pick up
time when there are these stories, like, sometimes it's like, you know what, like, just internet or Amazon heard it or whatever, you know, but a lot of times it's just like,
Oh, highly...
wow!
I guess I just had to fight her.
No time to play. I need to find another.
No time to play. Wouldn't start your game. But, like, most of the time it ends up being like, the ownership was sucky and didn't want to, like, change with the times, or was, like, very, like, mean to their, you know, people or whatever. And, for Quiznos, it was that, like,
Oh.
the big thing that did it for them is you, like... So, you know, people own Quiznos. Nice. So, people own, like, the franchise of Quiznos. You know what I mean? Like, for the most part, you just, like, you know, you buy into the franchising. And corporate, at one point, was like, hey, you have to buy all of your supplies and stuff from this company, right? Which I guess makes sense if they want like a good quality, you know, quality control and whatever. But that company ended up being owned by Quiznos Corporation, and they started to just like completely like go crazy on prices. Where like literally like it should be as a Quiznos franchisee, it should be cheaper for you to get the stuff than like other places, right? Because like that's part of a perks of being franchised, and it was literally more expensive than like going to another like food wholesaler, and they were like, yeah, you can't do that. So then all these people were like, okay, well, you know, this isn't my main thing. I just do this, you know, as a supplemental of income because I'm rich, you know. And they're like, well, I'm done. That was like pretty much the major thing, and it's just funny to hear all these.
Yeah, it's not like Quiznos was ever like. I mean, they were competition to, like, Subway, but...
5,000.
I bet...
5,000 stores. Like, that's a lot. Like, granted, it was around the world, but still, that's an awful lot. There's, and, like, the way they did it was so crazy. There were, like, I don't know, like, 400 or 500 up to, like, the year 2000. Don't quote me on it. But then it, like, 10 times in, like, 2 years. Like, it went from, like, 500 to 5,000, or, like, 1,000 to 4,000, or something like that. Just real crazy in just a couple years, and you're like, listen, growth is good, but sometimes you gotta, like...
Yeah,
if I was the owners, I'd be like, whoa, we're growing way too fast. Like, this is too much.
The saddest thing about sudden, unexpected, statistic-defying growth is that investors expect that growth to continue and to exponentially get bigger.
Like, what? Like, there's 5,000 in the world. Like, how many Quiznos do there need to be in the world? Like, 50,000? Like, you know, like 5,000 seems like plenty. Like, there's like, there is or was like 5,000 GameStops in the country, and it seems like a lot, doesn't it? Like, it seems like too many. It's not like a Walmart or like a Costco. I don't know how many Costcos there are, but you can put a Costco within like an hour of each other and be fine, because people will travel to go to Costco. You know, that's why the closest one to us is like, besides the one that's local to us, the next closest is like an hour and a half away, because they're like, yeah, screw that, you know. But yeah, it is funky. And like I said, it's called The Company Man. He just talks about all these different places that are like going under or having trouble. I don't know if he's done a GameStop one, but I'm gonna search that later tonight and see if he has.
GameStop isn't doing too good.
Well, I just saw the other day. Today is May 31st, 2019. This is all in one. It's all one guy. The CEO, CFO, and COO resigned. It was all one guy. And I thought that usually companies had different people to be the CEO, the COO, and the CFO, because they all do pretty different stuff. Like the chief operating... Yeah, it was all one guy. Like the chief operating officer should be different from the chief financial officer. And I don't know what E means. Chief executive officer? But it was all one guy, and he resigned. Which is not, good.
She appears to be stalking.
Like, it's different if someone resigns and they're like, but here's my immediate... She gets life back, too? Oh, dude, her life literally is coming back. Oh, because she's immortal, right, yeah. Literally even let you? Oh wow, I'm surprised, because it kept going real near the end. I honestly thought because I'm the kind of person that,
Good
like,
girl, and stay dead this time.
when something's real low, I'm like, can only go up. So I looked at GameStop's stock, which a year plus ago was like $35 a stock, is now is now $7. And I was like,
That's great.
I literally, dude, this is crazy. I literally was like, gonna be like, I'm literally gonna get some. Not crazy, not go nuts, but it's $7 a stock, and I was like, it can only go up.
Yeah, there's a
and then
difference.
literally the next day, the CEO resigned, and I was like, yeah, about that.
There really is a difference between buying low and buying low for a company that just has no future at all.
Yeah.
Like GameStop. I mean, the unfortunate thing is that I think corporate retail is not a super viable like business strategy anymore.
See, look, you got an S, even though you defeated every enemy. It has to be that. Just that you're playing single player.
I guess so.
We're actually, this is going to be pretty interesting. Mike Finch and RJ are coming over tomorrow, and we're going to do a podcast on it, because they all used to work at GameStop.
Look at him.
Oh my god. Based. So we're going to talk about all that, like why it's like, it's very complicated as to why it's failing. Oh, wait, what? Is this a fourth? Wait, go back. Just real quick. So that's
Yeah, this
98, 2003.
Is that a new thing? I guess they just.
So they just didn't.
Either they didn't or we didn't meet the prerequisites for the region. That's too hard.
Chris or Joe?
Chris and Joe? Oh, Chris.
But yeah, it's obviously very complicated. Like, there's a lot going on. But I honestly feel that they would still be doing pretty well if, like, my major point is they would still be doing well if they just treated their customers. What is... Yes, I want the level 4. Treated their customers and employees with respect. Like, I feel like they would be around longer. But, like, just the simple fact that, like, literally saying GameStop is like a joke. It's like a meme. You know, you're like, GameStop, it's like, duh. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you say GameStop? It's like low trading prices, right? Like that's the general thing with people. Like,
standing in line and getting like berated for pre-orders, sign up for Power Up Pro, and like GameStop, like without their membership isn't really a good deal at all.
but then a lot of people are like, and I've even heard it from like higher ups at GameStop. They're like, "Oh, it's digital distribution." I'm like, that's a small part of it. Like, Best Buy is still freaking around and doing fine because they're not annoying. You know what I mean? Like, you just go in and look at the stuff and get something if you want it. It's not terrible. And digital distribution and Amazon is against them and whatever, you know? But
they were preparing to arm the unstable.
they're like, oh, yeah. Like, they're so blind. Like, the corporate is, they're just like, man, I can't believe this is all digital distribution is the reason we're, like, failing. It's like, you are so stupid.
What they should do is that they should copy Costco's business model. So make the membership mandatory and reject people at the door if they don't have the membership. And they should get all older employees, and the older employees should treat all the older customers with intense respect. And who cares about it?
Dude, I posted on Facebook the other week when I went to Costco, and all I did was I went in and got the drinks and the stuff for the store I normally got. It's like a 15-minute in-and-out trip. I'm not annoying. I don't ask them anything, but like I feel like every person working there is always so freaking rude. Like, all I do is I hand them the card, pay with my card, done, and they're just like, It's like, okay. If I was my dad going in, they'd be like, hello.
BOW, straight ahead.
Hello, Mr. Bossman. I remember, because I got the executive membership. I don't do it anymore. But I got the executive membership, the more expensive one, for when we first... Here, are we seriously at that one already?
This guy's sure taking a lot of bullets.
For when the store first opened up, because, you know, I had to get a lot more originally. Are you serious? Not dead yet? And I remember, you know, I wasn't like 15, I was like 25. And I showed the card to the lady walking in, and she was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Let me see that again. And I'm like, do you know what you need to do to be an executive membership at Costco? Have $100.
Yeah.
Like, it's $60 or it's $50 or whatever more than the standard one. I was like, I like actually took offense to that. Like normally I would just meme it away, but I'm like, what? Like it'd be different if I was like going to a bank out of nowhere and depositing $50,000. They'd be like, whoa, let's see some ID. Like I get it, you know. But it's like, excuse me, sir, are you sure you're an executive member? It's like, yeah, I signed up for the $100 one.
$100 year membership, less than $10 a month.
So I still remember that, and I'm like, dude, you know, I wasn't 16, I wasn't 14. I was like, I probably had a beard at the time. It's like, is that you on the picture? It's like, yep, I have $100. I signed up.
Whoa, they have a.
Dude, if I lived close to Costco, I would go there probably twice a week for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's literally cheaper than going to like a grocery store and like getting like a lunch. Like, when is pre-made? Excuse me. When is made for you, like freshly made for you, cheaper than like getting like a frozen pizza or something like that?
It has to be like a loss leader.
It has to be. Because it's like, okay, I understand hot dogs are very cheap, but it's like the biggest hot dog you've ever seen and a infinitely refillable fountain drink, which again, I realize fountain drinks are very cheap. $1.50, you know? And it's just like, yeah, they might make like 25-50 cents off of it, but like, is it worth it?
I mean, there's usually at least like 2, 3, 4, 5 employees working back there, and you have to pay them.
Yeah, that is true. Not even thinking about that.